Over the years, Nintendo has captured our hearts with their charming worlds and lovable characters. They've been a staple chapter in many childhoods, including my own. I remember sitting down for hours as a child making my favourite movie characters into Miis and having to delete my brother's creations to fit more in. While many grew apart from the childlike hold Nintendo had on them, lots of people have continued to grow up and grow old with their favourite characters. But some people think that Nintendo's choice to mature with us was a mistake. Since the Switch's launch in 2017, Nintendo has slowly started to become a colder, more professional company, and people have started to notice. There is a significant lack of wonder in their consoles today that many still yearn for. Has Nintendo become too corporate? Let's take a look. Okay. Picture this. The rise and fall of Nintendo. No, that's not right. Oh, how about, has Nintendo lost its charm? No, that doesn't sit right. No, okay. I just need something to get views, clicks. Oh, Nintendo has gone woke? No, God, come on, just think. Oh, I got it. On November 18th, 2012, the Wii U officially released in North America, and it was met with mixed reception. Critics praised the console for its innovative gamepad, but ultimately it fell short of full praise due to its user interface and short battery life, which were heavily criticized. The advertising also didn't help sales whatsoever. The reveal trailer from E3 2011 refers to the Wii U gamepad as a new controller 12 times, not once acknowledging that it was a completely new console. This was the worst mistake Nintendo could have made. While some core fans were able to gather that it was a new console, many couldn't, and of course most gamers from outside the Nintendo bubble didn't know this either, thinking it was just some kind of accessory for the Wii. This, combined with the TV ads that were marketed mainly towards family and kids, we've all seen them.
Mario and Peach together. Me and Gina together.
Ended up hurting sales because Nintendo failed to clarify what the product actually was that they were selling, and it ended up looking like some gimmicky add-on to the Wii. The marketing was unclear and geared towards kids, which would have hurt the reception from not only hardcore gamers but adults too, discouraging them from picking up the console entirely. This is likely why the reveal for the Nintendo Switch and its following trailers ended up having such a different vibe. The Wii U failed to establish its target audience correctly, throwing the marketing off as a whole. The ad campaign of the Nintendo Switch fixed this by catering to their true demographic, that being people of all ages, and the tone of these trailers reflect that, being nuanced and showing children and adults alike having fun with their own games in their own spaces. However, it looks like the failure of the Wii U potentially shocked Nintendo into the habit of corporatizing their media. After the laughingstock that was the Wii U, they needed to come back with a successful console that showed just how serious of a company they were. But I think they went a little far. It's no secret that technology has become more stale since the internet's inception. There are entire communities now dedicated to feeling nostalgic over old internet aesthetics, like Fruitiger Aero, and this isn't for no reason. Millions of people around the world seem to be begging for an internet that's reminiscent of the early 2010s. Ever since then, the digital landscape has been painted stark white, with blocky grey tabs and still black text, nothing for our jaws to drop over. Search engines now prioritize ads, so many ads, to the point of some websites being borderline unusable. Businesses and chains are simplifying their logos to basic shapes and standout colours so they can grab your attention and capitalise off of your temptation, and now everything looks the same. But there was a time, when silly websites were made for nothing more than a laugh. Think of Nickelodeon's The Slap, where you could find videos of the in-world characters of Victorious as they posted to a fictional website. I mean, look at how the Barbie website looked in 2008 and look at it now. It's clear that the internet has been drained of charm in favour of a more sleek, polished and overall corporate look, and Nintendo unfortunately fell into this trap too. Look at this menu for me quickly and tell me what emotion you feel. If you said anything, you're lying. This type of UI, it doesn't evoke anything. Not a feeling, not even an excitement to play any games. Now, is it quick and simple? Yes.
Well, yes!
It's easy to understand and you get to go into whatever game you want without having to wave an annoying cursor around and hurl your controller at the TV because the sensor bar isn't working. But it lacks the personality that all Nintendo consoles have had up to this point. Take the Wii's home menu, for example. It has countless channels to choose from and it's a fun and unique twist on the way you select different apps and games. If I can't order a pizza from my Nintendo Switch, I don't want it. You'd think after years of fans hacking their 3DSs to get custom themes and begging for themes for the Switch that Nintendo would just follow through already and give us that for the Switch too. But here we are. We have vanilla and charcoal vanilla. Don't get me wrong, it's not the end of the world if Nintendo decides to move forward with this flat design. I have a life, I go outside, it's not that deep, but this is part of a larger picture that involves every corporation. It starts to become deep when every company starts to look the same. Skeuomorphism is a design style choice in which user interface imitates physical things. This was a style pushed by Steve Jobs in the early 2000s to ensure new customers felt welcome to the digital world. iPhone app icons mimicked the objects they were inspired by, like the camera app being a realistic camera and YouTube being a TV icon. Remember, the internet in general was a fresh concept at the time, and the era of Web 2.0 had just begun to rise, so if people were wanting to buy an iPhone for themselves, the apps needed to resemble something customers were familiar with. Nowadays, the world sits still in a cesspool of social media and flittering pixels, scrolling back and forth on a glowing brick at the hour of 3 a.m. There is no reason to base digital design off of real-world elements anymore, when we as a society are being held together by a string of technology. Social media, our phones, our laptops, they're our world now. Everyone on the planet is familiar with technology, so this desire for skeuomorphism is no longer top priority. We don't need to continue welcoming new customers. Unfortunately, nobody is new here anymore. Sadly, over the past few years, Nintendo has begun to slowly strip away the charm from their digital presence. Menus are looking bland as ever, Mii's are no longer a focus, being hidden away, and the eShop, yeah, still dead as ever. Sadly, it seems like the reason for all of this is a mix of the Wii U's failure and the ever-growing corporatism in the digital world. In the mid to late 2010s, corporations began simplifying their websites, logos, and brands until every business became a shell of its former self. This, combined with the Wii U's abhorrent failure, likely pressured Nintendo to fall into this same corporate habit, so they could focus more on advertising to a wider audience where design is so vague it can appeal to almost anyone. Nintendo has never been taken that seriously as a company anyway, always being seen as a childish brand, so maybe the corporate shift was an attempt to fight back at these labels. All in all, this was inevitable from the start. While brands can be quirky and relatable, it's much easier to just copy the contestants around you and follow the latest trends so you don't fall behind. Nintendo is a business after all, and they have to sell things. The future does look bright though. Nintendo do seem to be taking smaller risks again. They're finally releasing new installments in games that have small cult followings, like Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven, as well as the fact that they've just created an entirely new Donkey Kong game, which could be seen as a small risk, considering they could have just played it safe and created a new 3D Mario instead. We've been begging Nintendo for years to bring life back into these consoles, and so far it's been unsuccessful, but the return of some of these small games, especially games centered around Mii's, could be seen as a glimmer of hope that a lot of us have been searching for. But oh well, it's not that deep. Unless you're a small YouTuber like me, in which case everything is deep and you know I'll be writing a 2,000 word essay about it. Okay, bye.